This is Coach Lee, and I'm going to talk to you about what happens when you break no contact. Take a second and click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more videos about attraction, relationship dynamics, and breakups. So a lot of my coaching calls are from people who want to break no contact. They want to reach out to their ex. And a lot of times they want to ask their ex, should I move on or is there hope? Or they want to just tell their ex how they feel. And I have a video on that about what really is going on when you tell your ex how you feel and how that really affects you and the potential of the relationship and why you should not tell your ex how you feel. Mostly because they already know. But I'm not one of those guys who says you never, ever break no contact, because a lot of that is more vengefulness and theory based. Sometimes an ex will not be able to bring themselves to reach out to you because they fear your rejection. And yes, I understand how ironic that is. Sometimes an ex will think that you're mad at them because they broke up with you, that you're bitter, that you're hurt, that you wouldn't give them the time of day. And so they can't bring themselves to reach out. I know this because they book coaching calls with me. It surprises a lot of people. But people who break up with somebody, the dumper, in your mind, the enemy, does actually book calls with me. And they will ask, how do I get my ex back? And I'll say, well, your role's easy. You just reach out to them. Text is good. And you say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I want you back. If you'll have me, could we talk? Something like that. And the reaction is usually shock that I'm asking them to do that because they think that you will reject them. They think that you are hurt and angry at them. Now, this is not in every situation. And I think that the person who did the dumping should be the one to reach out to you. That's a conviction that I have, and that's more than just a conviction. It works better that way. It really does. And usually I really get on them and try to get them to do that. But sometimes they just can't get over the fear of being rejected. Now, that's in a small amount of cases. Do not use this to justify you breaking no contact. That is not the point of this. I'm just saying that sometimes that's the case, and you still need to go through a good, solid, long amount of no contact. There's a reason for it beyond trying to get your ex to reach out to you. It actually creates the environment to where if they don't reach out, that you could one day. In the majority of cases, your ex will reach out to you. That's how it works most of the time. But in a minority of cases, I estimate somewhere around 15 to 25% that the ex is just too afraid of rejection and the awkwardness of the situation to actually reach out and ask if you'll take them back after they've broken up with you. So that's why I say sometimes breaking no contact makes sense, especially when you feel you have nothing to lose and you just really want this person back, even though I strongly encourage you to move on, because if this person's broken up with you and they haven't reached out to you, the odds are not good. But I would be lying to you if I said that it never worked. I have seen it work. I have seen couples who eventually get married when they break no contact. The other person has broken up with them. It's been 2.5, 3, 4 months. They just reach out to see if the other person wants to catch up over a cup of coffee or something like that, something casual, and it builds back from there. I have seen that. If I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't be suggesting that sometimes you do it. And I'm the guy, yes, I push no contact. I tell you, stay away, leave them alone, give them space and time to miss you. And I still say that. It's not that crazy to say. Sometimes, after a while, you have nothing to lose, and maybe it's something you could consider. Now, that being said, I want to talk to you about what happens when you break no contact too soon. Sometimes I get a coaching call from someone who's been in no contact for under a week, and they tell me that they're about to break. They just can't stand it. They want to reach out to their ex because maybe they want to ask if there's ever hope. If the ex ever thinks there's any hope in the future. I actually talk about this in one of my other videos. Like they know. They don't know how they're going to feel in the future. They thought they loved you. Now they think that they don't love you as far as romantically. So how do they know how they're going to feel in the future? Out there somewhere. And yes, they'll probably tell you maybe it could happen in the future. And a lot of times that's just something they say so you'll feel better. Maybe you'll leave them alone. You'll give them that time and space they want. And they hope that you'll get over them and move on. And they are planning on moving on. So what I say to that is, yes, that's discouraging for me to say that to you. That they might even tell you it's possible in the future without even really meaning it. But we already know that their mind and their heart are not where you want them to be. that you need to recreate that attraction, to re-attract them and to bring back the love that they used to feel for you romantically, not just as a friend. So really, you've learned nothing new. And it makes you look really needy and weak because you're basically putting all the authority, all the power for the relationship in their hands. You're saying, well, maybe will we get back together one day soon? Is it possible? Could you find it in your heart, maybe? Do you see how weak that comes across? And again, as I talk about in a lot of my videos, your ex wants the prize. We all want the prize. And once someone starts feeling like they are the prize and that you are seeking the prize and they're not seeking you equally or more so, that's when attraction will fall because they begin to feel they're the more attractive one and you are less attractive. And we all want to go after the prize and we all want to claim and have the prize. So when you say something like that, it makes it sound like you are just hoping for crumbs from their table. You're hoping for a chance in the future with them. You're putting all of the decision making into their hands. You're not even leaving room for you to maybe get to decide one day that you want them or that you don't. You're literally just putting it all in their hands. And again, who's going to know how they're going to feel in a year? And you know what else? You're also not leaving room for how no contact will affect them and other techniques. So you're getting an answer that's not based on anything that's happened or based on any kind of projection that makes any sense, especially when you know that there are strategies and techniques like no contact, primarily no contact, that can draw them back to you. And so you haven't even seen this in action and let this go as far as it can and let it run its course. And so you're asking incredibly prematurely. And second of all, you are delaying your ex feeling any loss, which is what no contact helps do. Because see, right after a breakup, you're the one. The person who was dumped is the one who feels the loss because you don't have any control. Something was literally taken from you. You didn't want it to happen. It's sort of like dropping something out of your hands. You lost something. The person who did the dumping, they have the control. They have the confidence. They wanted this to happen. And so they don't feel any loss, mostly because since they broke up with you, they feel like they could get you back at any second. Now, some of that goes away after time and they begin to wonder if you're mad at them and that kind of thing. That's not a good reason to break no contact. It's a horrible reason to break no contact, as I'll get into in just a little bit. But they feel control. They don't feel the loss because they feel they could undo it any second because they were the one who dismissed you. They were the one who broke up with you. So they don't feel the loss. It's sort of an artificial fake breakup to them. They don't really feel it. When you back away and don't contact them, you allow them to feel the consequences. You allow them to actually experience the breakup. It takes a little time because, as I say in my other videos and at myexbackcoach.com, they go through relief immediately following the breakup because they've finally gotten over that hurdle. They didn't want to break up with you. They didn't want to hurt you. And so it took them a while to muster up the strength and courage to just get it over with. And so now they have, and they feel relieved from that. And that relief period will take a little bit of time. They are not responsive at all during the relief period. Getting them to reconsider during the relief period is almost impossible because they feel like they've gotten it over with and they don't want to go backwards because it was difficult enough as it was. And so contacting them during this time, not only does it delay them getting over the relief period, because when they finally get you off the phone or they finally end the text with you, they start feeling relieved again. It's like it starts over. And so you have to wait even longer for no contact to work its magic, so to speak, on them. So that's another reason you do not break no contact too early. I didn't say ever, but too early. And when I say breaking no contact, we're talking months down the road. So don't start thinking that after 2 weeks that they've had enough time and they've had enough space. I have one video where I describe what it means when your ex or your boyfriend or girlfriend asks for time and space. And the worst thing you can do is call or text them and say, well, have you had enough time and space? Really comes across weak. It comes across as you don't understand them and that you're socially awkward. It's just an odd, creepy thing to do, and it will push them further away. The same is true right after the breakup. You've got to leave them alone. Let them experience relief, and let them start getting into the real day-to-day life of being away from you and not being in a relationship with you. That's how you get them out of the relief period. And since you haven't contacted them, they become curious. Why hasn't she contacted me? Why hasn't he contacted me? What's going on? Because they kind of thought you'd be chasing. Again, there's some arrogance there because they dismissed you. They have the power. So they don't feel the consequences of the breakup until you appear to be able to stay away, not chasing, not fighting for them. And they feel a little ego shot because they thought you would. And they start to wonder if they are the prize they thought they were, and if they are as attractive as they thought they were. Because you're not going after, you're not chasing. It appears as though you are just moving on. At least it appears you are capable and strong enough to move on. That's where they start to feel concern and then fear, and they start to actually feel the loss, the same type of loss that you felt when they broke up with you, that they don't have control of the situation, that maybe you're getting away from them, and maybe even if they did reach out, you would not want to get back together. That's where usually, in many cases, in most cases, if the relationship was good, that the ex will reach out to you and in their own way try to get back together with you. Now, as I've discussed in other videos, you've got to carry a little bit of it, because sometimes they'll reach out to you, ask how you're doing, and try to start a conversation with you, and in their mind they're hoping you'll kind of meet them halfway, and you'll maybe suggest the two of you get together or something, because again, it's awkward. They're afraid that you might reject them. They don't know what to say. But again, if you break no contact, you destroy that progress, because it's like, oh, that's okay. She's still in backup plan mode. He's still in backup plan mode. I can get them back anytime I want because they're reaching out to me. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. This is what I thought. I'm the one who broke up with them. I'm the prize. They're not the prize. And they're chasing me because they want me. I was right to break up with them. It makes sense because they're not as attractive as I am. I'm not attracted to them. So you just hurt your chances of getting your ex back when you reach out. We need them to feel that time. And not just time, but a large uninterrupted block of time. And yes, if you work with your ex, if you have children with your ex or live with your ex, it's more difficult. But that's where you just do your best. You keep discussions or interactions business only, or at least the details that you have to work through with them only, and you politely dismiss yourself from the situation. You do your best to keep no contact going as uninterrupted as possible, because we want them to feel day after day after day of your silence. You actually seduce them with silence. We want them to look at their phone and notice the last time that you texted them was 3.5, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, so that they say, wow, it's been a month and a half, or it's been 3 weeks, or whatever. We want them to feel that space. We want them to feel that silence from you, that you are not going after them, that you're not reaching out. That's how they feel the consequences. It's like a little bit of shock therapy in some ways. It's making them have to deal with the decision that they made, having to experience the consequences of the decision that they made. And when you break no contact, you take away the consequences. They feel that they have paid no price for this breakup, that they do not have to experience the loss because you're saying, I'm right here, I'm right here. It's like having a safety net. It's like having a backup plan. It's like insurance. So they never truly feel the consequences. It's like getting to go to a table in Vegas and someone else saying, you just bet all you want, and if you lose it, no problem. I'll just put back the money that you lost right back into your pocket. So don't even worry about it. Do you think that they're going to feel nervous when they gamble? They're not, because someone else is going to cover whatever they lose. So it's free. You don't want to give your ex a free breakup or a free pass from any emotions that are negative. Now, I do say a lot, yes, your ex is hurting. You are not the only one hurting. You're not the only one dealing with difficulty. They do think about you. They do miss you. But right after the breakup, they will go through a relief period. It's not that long, 3 to 5 days, a week, and they start to experience the consequences if you stay away and let them. If you stay away from them, they can miss you. If you don't, they can't. So you must stay away for a time. There may be a time to reach out, but it's certainly not during the relief period. And I usually tell people, if you haven't waited 2 months, keep going. Now, is it always 2 months? No. I don't like to put hard and fast rules on that because a lot of the time your ex will reach out to you. Most of the time, that's what I see. But I also talk to too many people who want to interrupt it the first week or the second week, thinking that enough time has passed, and it has not. It has not, because they got through a difficult decision. They've got through that hurdle. They pushed through that wall by breaking up with you. They don't want to go backwards. So they have this defensive and offensive pose at the same time because they're defending against your advances, and they're also being aggressive as far as breaking up with you and moving on, trying to move on, that is. In their mind, they're moving on. And they think that they're doing really well the first week because it feels like such a relief having gotten that difficulty over with. And so they are not receptive during that time at all because they are determined to go through with the breakup and they feel relief from it. They're glad to get it over with and they feel like it's what they want. That is not the time at all that you could discuss it with them, just like when they broke up with you. I bet it was difficult to discuss it with them. They seemed detached, emotionless, like your pain did not affect them as much as you thought it would, if at all. That's what I'm talking about. They're not receptive to you during that time because they were determined to go through with it. Obviously, if you try to talk to them during that time, it's far less likely you'll get anywhere. And so that's what I'm telling you. You've got to wait until the right moment. And if you break no contact, you will start the process over and you will also hurt your chances. You will start it over, but you still have a chance. But if you keep doing it, you will destroy your chances because you will look weak and pathetic. They will permanently see themselves as the prize and you're the one seeking the prize and that you are not a prize or the prize. That is not a recipe for getting your ex back at all. So if you interrupt no contact too soon, or maybe even at all in some cases, you hurt your chances. You face an ex who is not going to consider what you're saying, not be receptive to you. It will not work. So I encourage you, as I have a video that's called Encouragement During No Contact, to stick with it. You can take a look at my emergency breakup kit at myexbackcoach.com. I'm thrilled that it's been so effective with so many of you because obviously my schedule's pretty intense as far as coaching calls, so I can't talk to everyone. And so I'm glad that I have that resource to offer. It's a couple hours of material. So if your schedule doesn't work out to talk to me, because oftentimes I'm a couple days out, or if the price doesn't work out, the emergency breakup kit, and there's a link to it in the description below, will guide you through the process of helping you get your ex back, of avoiding the pitfalls and doing the right things. It's a powerful, powerful product if you've been dumped and you want your ex back. You can also schedule a coaching call with me at myexbackcoach.com. That's myexbackcoach.com, and there are lots of free resources there, articles and videos on helping you get your ex back, being more attractive, and on relationship dynamics. This has been Coach Lee with myexbackcoach.com. Thank you for watching.